Hi friends, I'm Lachelle.
And I'm Rosemary.
Welcome to Peonies and Pearls DIY.
And today we have a quick and easy project. It's going to be a shadow box, and you hardly will blink twice before we're done.
Woo!
Woo! So let's get after it.
Let's get after it.
Our supplies are an 8x8 canvas, and we are going to use the back side for this project.
Wow, as an artist, I've done lots of things on this side, but I have never done a project on this side, so this is going to be fun.
Well, it's a little bit different. Then you also have to have a frame, a paper frame that is about 8x8. In
Okay.
Lachelle's example, hers is not quite sized large enough to cover her frame, but good enough because we're also going to use lace and ribbons. And I might use a little bit of this stuff. Now, if you ask me what it is, I'm going to tell you I don't know. It was in my stash. It is something my daughter gave me. I think it's some kind of distressing pad of some kind.
And it looks gold.
And it's gold. And so I brought that along.
Maybe like pigment ink pad.
Oh, it probably is, but not being an artiste, I have not a clue what to do with it. But I thought, well, I should give it a try and see what I can make out of it.
I like it.
I also have a little picture of flowers, and I have a doily. I have a clock, which I can't decide if I'm going to use. I also have a little teacup with a cute little bird in it.
That's so cute.
Just to give you an idea, you can use almost any sort of frame that you want for your shadow box. If you wanted something really frilly, you can see the possibilities there. If you wanted something like this.
So you just have to resize your digital to 8x8.
8x8. Okay. And you can do this 8x11 or 8x10, I guess, is the size just up depending on your canvas board, what you want.
That's fun. That makes a good little shadow box.
It does, and it's not very deep, and it's not very complicated as a result. The other thing you'll need is just some chipboard, because we're going to build up layers so that our pictures actually stand out away. Some of our pictures, anyway, stand out away from the canvas and will pop out.
I like it.
So we're going to get started. You could even take a paintbrush and paint on the inside here. I did that the other day with one I was doing, and then I turned around and put ribbon, and I thought, well, why didn't I just put ribbon to begin with? Yeah. It would have saved me a step. But the only reason that I can see to do that is because of these slits that happen to be in my frame.
Okay.
So I started with this stuff, and I thought, well, I'm just going to grunge up the edges of mine. Ooh. Like this. And I probably am not using this correctly. But I didn't know what else it was.
I mean,
I guess
why not?
Why not? I might as well get it out of my stash since I don't know what it is. It's not labeled. My daughter said, here, you might want to experiment with these, which means she had them in her stash and she didn't know what to do with them. So she decided, oh, Mom will take anything, which is just about right.
I think I'll grunge it up with a little bit of my ink and dauber.
Well,
while you're doing that.
Yep. And you'll notice we're leaving the other side blank, but you could put a piece of sheet music vintage sheet music on the back.
I like that.
If you were going to see the back side exposed. The nice thing about this is if you get sick of looking at this, you can always turn it over and create something else on the back. So
you could do a layered dimensional thing here, or you could paint on it.
You could paint on it. You could do a collage, anything that your little heart desires. Well, I'm through with mystery product.
Mystery product of the day.
The next thing to decide is if I'm going to use lace around this. I could. I think the lace would be really, really pretty. I also have stuff that I'm trying to get out of my stash.
Yeah, we always want to use it up.
I might want to just use up this ribbon by placing it on the inside. Maybe I want the little stripe to be towards the outside just to cover that up. And I'm not going to do anything special. You could miter the corners if you wanted to, but I don't think it's going to show anyway. Lachelle is using a hot glue gun, and I'm going to wrestle with Fabri-Tac.
Okay.
Because that is just one of my favorite activities. It's wrestling with my glue bottles. It's how I get my exercise and build up my muscles. I have to shake, rattle, and roll for a while.
And usually we have to pick at it
and bounce it up and down because I didn't bring a cup to just slap that thing in. So Easter is Sunday this year, and it happens to be my husband's 82nd birthday.
Aww.
Oh, so I have a friend who said, "What are you doing for his birthday?" And I thought, I have to do something. Why do I have to do something?
What do you mean? What do?
It's Easter. Isn't that more important than his birthday? And I said, "What would you like to do for your birthday?" He said, "Well, I didn't have anything in mind." And I said, "Well, our friend seems to think that we should be doing something for your birthday." And he said, "Like what?" I said, "Well, what would you like to do?" Whatever you want to do, dear. That's what I get for asking.
But it's your birthday.
It's your birthday. You should choose. And I said, "How about if I just cook dinner for our Monday night group?" And he said, "Well, that would be okay, but it's Easter. Do you want to cook on Easter?" I thought, well, do I want to cook on your birthday?
Do I want to cook on any Sunday?
Do I want to cook ever? That's not the point.
The point is,
what would you like to eat? He said, "Well, if it was just the two of us, I like salmon." He said, "But I know there's members of the group that don't like salmon. So how about you make baby back ribs?" And I said, "Well, I can at least do those on Saturday, and all I have to do is reheat them." So that's not a bad choice. And my friend said, "Well, I'll bring fresh asparagus." And I thought, oh, yeah, my husband just adores asparagus. Not.
He doesn't like it.
Oh, no.
We like it over here.
I love it.
I do it in a little garlic salt and olive oil. Saute it. Ooh, it's so yummy.
Well, I'll be right over the next time you do that.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, you just let me know when you're doing that. No, I like it, but I also like the canned stuff. And see, that's what he grew up on, and he hated
And
it.
why he doesn't like it.
Well, canned does not taste the same. It is
Right.
a totally different animal, and he just does not want to try anything new and extraordinary. He just thinks it's all yucky. But this is the man who also does not like bell pepper, onions, mushrooms, pimento.
Well, Hoppy
Well, hubby,
should learn to like a few things.
he's 82. He's not about to.
I knew you were going to say something about we're not going to start teaching him old new tricks.
Old
I'm not
dog.
going to call him an old dog.
Old dogs. Well, sometimes when he sneezes, I say, "Bless you, barking dog." It sounds like a dog barking. I've had friends over and they'd say, "Do you have a dog?" After he
No,
sneezed.
that's my
I said,
husband.
"No, my old dog is just my husband.
That's just my honey.
It's just my honeydew."
He's just calling me.
He just wants me to say, "Bless you, honey. Are you okay?" He'll say, "I'm fine. Why do you ask?" Well, you can see I'm just layering a pretty little doily, and I have a pretty little clock, and I'm not even doing anything to the clock. I could grunge it up, but I'm just getting after it.
Well, you are getting after it ahead of me, girl.
Oh, good for once.
You are winning.
I'm winning the marathon today. And now,
Okay, I'll show where I'm at.
Yeah, look. Now, see, there's a world of difference in that.
Yeah, it's
But it
so
depends on
different.
what look you're going for and what it is you want to emphasize.
Yeah.
I've seen them done in steampunk.
How fun.
Yeah. I know that some people are big steampunkers, so.
Steampunkers. I like a little steampunk.
I do too. Every once in a while, I will gravitate towards that. And then all I have to do now that I have that, I could actually put some more stiffy stuff on some of these edges.
You know, stiffy stuff.
Stiffy stuff, you know. You know that stiffy stuff? You know what I'm talking about. Chipboard stiffy stuff. Just so that my papers do not get all torn.
I'm trying to decide if I should take these because they actually are like corners.
You could. You
if
absolutely
I should take them
could.
apart and maybe.
And just put them on the corners.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Or
it's yours, lovey,
just
so you do whatever you want to.
Yeah. That's
Just gives it some dimension, and you can use up some of your old digitals that are laying around. You could certainly have a lot more layers than what I did on this one. You could paint the background if you wanted to separate that a little bit more. Could make it a dark color back there if you wanted to. So anyway, Lachelle is still playing with hers. So I'll just keep talking to her while she's working.
Here, yeah. How about I move mine up a little bit?
She can move it up and show you as she...
This is where I'm at so far. I'm going to move to my Fabri-Tac here.
Oh, she wants to bounce around too.
You know, this is a fairly new bottle, so
it probably works better. Mine is only about half gone, but for some things I find that it really holds much better. My glue gun is always on the other side of the room, plugged in, and it means I have to swap chairs to go use it. I just don't have a big enough desk to have everything right there.
Remember how I was saying I couldn't find my glue sticks? See them right there?
Oh, they're right in front.
My friend Nicola was giving me a hard time the other day saying, I just laugh every time you say, now where did I put that? Where did I put that?
Someplace obvious.
And then last time I said it, she goes, didn't you put it in that new trunk that you put all your files? And I mean, you mean I put it away where it goes? Oh, well, let's look and see. Yep, there it is. Oh, brother, I'm a silly.
We'll keep you.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
You're my sanity in a chaotic world.
Oh,
you bring
thanks.
Peace to my soul with your laughter and your beauty and your artistic ability and your youth. I just want to come over here and suck the youth out of you so I have some. That
on top of this, and then glue, because I don't know how these will stick to this.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
It does.
I think that's what I'm going to try.
That's because you have a lot more experience at this than I do.
Well,
you grew up with a mother who was artistic.
She was the consummate artist. She was the teacher, and she taught while we were kids. So my brothers and I better put a few dots or something on this.
On that.
We would run amok while she was gone teaching class on Mondays and Tuesdays after school. One day my brother set the back field on fire.
Oh, great.
We decided to make a pool one day and dug in the dirt. We dug this big square in the dirt and found some garden, like black plastic, big sheets of it. And we lined our pool with the black plastic and then filled it full of water. Well, you know what happened next. It filled full of dirt and water. I snort boogers everywhere.
And you snorkeled in it, did you?
So then,
you learned to do snorkeling.
It was exactly. Yeah. Then pretty soon we're mud wrestling and throwing mud at each other. And anyway, we had some good fun back then. We didn't sit in front of
the
TV too much, or the phones,
Well, my mother wanted us to sit in front of the TV and to be quiet.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
You can just kind of see those cups peeking out back there.
Ready for a little.
Here's another picture.
Oh, that's
so
pretty.
You could do ornate pictures, and of course, if it's digital, you could shrink it down to this size. I think this one would have been good all by itself with a different frame. So you could keep it really simple. And if you wanted to, you could have some for summer and for fall,
or you could have a little saying going, with something fun in the background, or you could even have some real little dried flowers was what I
Mhm.
was thinking of. With
Yes.
yours, I have some little pieces of
I have
dried
some
flowers.
wheat and stuff that might might work, but
We'll have to keep playing with
yeah, we'll
this.
play with it some more and keep revisiting it.
Yeah.
But
All
anyway,
right.
I think we can call ourselves having gotten it done.
That's right. We got after it.
We got after it, and now we're ready to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hope you had a wonderful time. We did.